to the 759 channel. Are finishing up our 2 mile jog today on the last day of being 40 years old. This is the last day of 40, which is a bittersweet, kind of scary. This also means I'm going to be 9 years away from 50, which is insane. But as always, we got to thank y'all for being here because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. So let's go ahead and kick it off with some positive affirmations. We are so happy and grateful now that we have good health, strength, knowledge, wisdom, beauty, keen discernment, patience, confidence, talent, skill, courage, leadership, youth, control, creativity, and competence. Hallelujah. We are deserving of everything we desire, and it is flowing to us now. We are worthy of infinite abundance. We are beacons of confidence, happiness, and success. I'm out of breath, so I'm going to shut up for a little bit. Let me catch my breath. We are loved, respected, supported, and admired. As you see, I have my Invisalign in right now. Whew. We are grateful for making it to the age we are. Last day of 40, baby. It's kind of bitter. It's kind of crazy. So one of the things I was talking about was on the last stream, the three most common objects or the three most common things that take away our potential from becoming the best versions of ourselves. As this butterfly crossed my path, that was crazy. So again, the three most common things that take away our potential from becoming the best versions of ourselves. The first thing is the news and social media. The second thing is a chair that you sit down on. And the third thing is processed sugar. This isn't to say that you cannot engage with those things at all. But as you know, the majority of things that we do are okay in moderation. Not everything, but the majority of the things we do in moderation is okay. The problem is the vast majority of individuals tend to engage with all three of those things on a common, frequent basis. What's up, Kevin Dosu? Yo-vo. I'm gonna just say Kevin. What's up, Kevin? How you doing today, brother? So on this last day of 40, so on this last day of me being 40 years old, I want to give you those three common things that take away the potential from us becoming the best versions of ourselves. And again, I'll repeat it. The first is news/social media. The second is a chair. And the third is processed sugar. And again, not to say you can't engage with those things at all, but make sure they aren't taking the majority of your time. Make sure that almost everything is okay in moderation, but not the majority of your time. So don't be sitting down all day. Don't be watching news all day. And don't be eating candy and sugar and sweets all day. Here and there, but not all day. Take it from me, a guy who's 40 years old, who literally just ran 2 miles, who lives in a city he is not from, who moved here on a whim with just a few dollars, knowing nobody, no connections, no relationships. And I mean, I can name so many more things, but my point being, I'm not saying this without experiencing the benefits from the things I've done and the benefits of the things that I avoided. I'm supposed to be dead or in jail. Yet I'm walking around freely in the city of angels with a metabolic age lower than my biological age. or chronological age, I should say. So my biological age is 37. My metabolic age, and my chronological age is 40, and I'll be 41 tomorrow. And I can do pull-ups, push-ups, dips, squats. I can sprint. Watch this. I'm out. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? At 40, that's 40 years old. So people don't understand what I'll be trying to say. Like I can sprint, I can squat, I can. I mean, I just did a 3 mile marathon a few months ago. Point being, if you do the things I'm telling you, obviously, if you're able-bodied and you're of a sound mind, so let me clarify: if you are sound-minded and you are able-bodied, do the things I'm telling you. Don't spend the majority of your time watching news or on social media. Hey, appreciate y'all. That's one. Two, don't spend the majority of your time sitting down. And then three, don't spend the majority of your time eating candy and sugar and so forth and so on. These will all age you faster. Reverse aging is a real thing. It's not going to stop a few things. It's not going to stop, gray hairs. It's not going to stop certain wrinkles. But the less sugar you eat, the more you avoid the wrinkles. You got to eat protein, cashews, you know, chicken, beef if you are a carnivore. If you aren't, if you are omnivore, same thing, more so fish. If you are a vegetarian or vegan, cashews, almonds, walnuts, avocados, you know, these are the things we should be focusing on. Now, I'm talking about the 759. So again, welcome to the 759 channel. Appreciate y'all for the compliments. I'm not that fast, but I can sprint for myself, I'm no track star or nothing, although I did run track in middle school. But long story short, 7 key areas of life: mental, physical, spiritual, relational, social, career, financial. And then SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound. And then the 9 components of the cheat code to manifestation: vision, patience, passion, focus, action, belief, gratitude, confidence, and consistency. And you mix all of those together, that's what makes up 759. And you mix all those together, that's what makes you feel most fulfilled in life as you age, as you get older. As you get older, you're happy about the fact that you're exercising as much as you do. As you get older, you're happy about the fact that you're setting goals for yourself, a schedule. You're eating healthier. You're spending more time with friends and family that are supportive and not critical of your exercise ring clothes, critical of your next move if it's not harming yourself. Because another one of the things that you want to avoid is negative people. People love the idea of you, but most people, and I'm not saying all, so let me clarify. Most people love the idea of you, but most people do not like a new idea of you. Whenever you are in the process of changing who you are to improve yourself, people tend to not like that. They will try to actually talk you out of it because they are so familiar with the old version of you that if you change the current version of you, they will feel like they don't know you anymore, or that they will have to change in order to be around you. which may or may not be true. But the truth is, it's important for people to feel like they have to raise the level of quality of themselves in order to be around you. And it's no cockiness. It's all about psychological, physiological, biological safety. And I'm talking about from the standpoint of, oh, if somebody wants to be around you, they cannot be cussing, for example. The less cuss words you hear, the more clear you are. The more pure you are. The more the more support you feel, the better you feel about yourself. And the more support you show other people, the more they feel about themselves. It's a circle of life that we have to just kind of be mindful of when it comes to who we spend our time with and where we are when we spend our time. All of this matters. All of this is important. City of Angels, baby. Gotta love it. Gotta pause for the cause because I ain't crossing the street yet. We did 2 miles, baby. And like I said, in the next 10 years, will you look back on the decisions you're making today and tell yourself, man, I'm so glad I was doing that. I'm so glad I was making those decisions. Acting uh, on those, acting on those decisions. Will you say that? I used to live in my car at one point, and I tell myself every now and then when it comes to my mind, I'm so happy and grateful that I had the mental fortitude to experience and go through that and stick to the plan because of where I am today. I am now, well, I'm not going to go into that because I don't want it to come off as cocky. But when I say I've come a long way, I've really come a long way. So the last day of 40, we are going to get at least 10,000 steps in. I mean, we do 85 anyway, but we're going to do 10,000. So I just ran 2 miles. I'm walking back, and it's going to be another 2 miles, which will put me about 6,500. And that'll be before 10:30 a.m. So before noon, we will have collected about 6,500 steps. As a matter of fact, where are we now? So currently we are at 4,300 with 2.84 miles traveled. Um, but yeah, you know what it is. It's just all about remaining positive, keeping yourself in a clear mind state as much as possible. Again, everything in moderation. This doesn't mean I'm not telling you don't drink alcohol ever at all. But there are some celebrations, some birthdays, some weddings, some everything that will call for a toast. And in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with a toast as long as you're not toasting every single day with alcohol. Or some will say you don't even need alcohol to toast. You can toast with grape juice or water. Well, that's up to you. I'm not telling you to drink alcohol. I'm not telling you not to drink alcohol. I'm saying everything is everything should be in moderation in terms of what you consume, with the exception of water, leafy greens, fruits and vegetables. Like you can eat those and drink that all day. That's fine. But in terms of like processed sugar, sitting down, social media, movies, video games, all of these things, unless it's your job, unless it's your actual job where you have to spend a lot of your time doing it, I'm excluding them. I'm not talking about them. I'm only talking about the average person who doesn't work in news. or in social media. The average person who isn't a taste tester, so they don't have to eat sweets all day, every day. Those are the people I'm talking about. So everything in moderation, baby. Can you believe we just ran 2 miles and then we sprinted on camera? That's insane, man. We did that. We did that. And people be trying to say, man, you slow. Show me. Show me I'm slow. Don't let me get some new shoes on y'all. I'll be Sonic the Hedgehog on y'all fools. No, I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy. I'm grateful. If you were here at the beginning, you know we always started off with positive affirmations. And one of the things is we're so happy and grateful now that we have good health and strength. You know, knowledge, wisdom, beauty, keen discernment, patience, confidence, talent, skill, courage, leadership, youth, control, creativity, and competence. Let's go. So no more excuses, man. If I'm 40 and I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm about to be 41 tomorrow. So if I'm this and I could do it, living in my motherfucking car, oops, didn't mean to cuss. Living in my car and everything else that I've endured over the period of the last 40 years, you don't understand how many times I'd have moved, how many fights I'd have been in. Like no, you're good, you're good. Thank you. All the things that I've gone through to become who I am and where I am today. I'm sorry I cuss, but that's just a little passion that comes out sometimes. Sometimes you can't hold it. But people don't understand, man. Like I'm trying to share information that can literally propel you to the level you would like to be. But you have to know the levels in between in order to be patient, which is one of the components of the cheat code to manifestation. You have to know what levels are in between the level you want to get to. That is one thing I'm very good at, is knowing that if I want to get to the top level, I'm going to have to go through some trials and tribulations on the levels in between that top level. And I have to be patient and endure whatever comes my way because that is the only way I will be able to get to the top. For example, if you're climbing a mountain and you're trying to get to the top of the mountain, there may be some times when you're climbing the mountain and your hand slips. You're like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You almost fell. But you didn't fall. You grab it again. Or it might be some times when you get tired and you say, you know what? I don't know if I want to go all the way. So that's that. You just got to know about the levels in between the level you're trying to get to. Look at that beautiful scenery behind me. The clouds, the sky, the sun. It's almost like God is looking at me right now saying, keep going, brother or son or whatever. And believe it, man, 41 years, 41 effing years, man. Nobody's coming to save you. You're going to have to save yourself. You are going to have to save yourself. Nobody is going to come and save you. Nobody's going to wake you up. Nobody's going to set your schedule for you. Nobody's going to tell you and make you work out. Nobody's going to make you eat healthy. You know, nobody's going to do these things for you. Nobody's going to budget for you. Nobody's going to help you uh, build your credit. Nobody's going to help you set goals in your career. Nobody, unless you pay them, obviously. That's a different story. But I'm talking about in your everyday life, you have to do these things. You have to. I have a secret YouTube channel where I just became monetized. And I did it only because, well, not only because, but mainly because I wanted to see how fast it would take me to do something that most people say can't be done in the course of the time that I did it. In fact, somebody told me, man, you don't know what you talk about, man. It ain't gonna take that long. Because I was trying to give them advice on how to become monetized because they had their channel for over 5 years. And I was telling them consistency, make sure you have a plan. How many times are you gonna be posting? Like I'm telling them all these things. Man, it don't take that, dude. I was like, okay. So I just said, you know what? I'm gonna try it. Because it's not like they don't do things that people aren't interested in. They have a channel that is very interesting, intriguing, and they get a lot of views, they get a lot of likes, but they aren't consistent. So I tried to do it just to prove to myself that I knew that I was what I was talking about. And sure enough, I'm monetized on that channel. Now there are some things like I'm not expecting to be monetized anytime soon on this channel, if at all. I'm only doing this video, this channel, to actually get out the word, the message of 759. What are the 7 key areas of life? What are the 5 components to SMART goals? And what are the 9 components of the cheat code to manifestation? And I share that message every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, sometimes on Sundays. Because I'm not a know it all. I'm just relaying a message. Sometimes it falls on deaf ears, and that can get a little frustrating at times, especially when it comes to family. And family continues to fall into a cycle of non productivity or lack of ambition or any of the other negative things that people miss out on. So yeah, I get a little frustrated. I had to run across the street real quick, but it's real out here. If you know what you're doing, if you are able to be coached, if you are able to listen, then you'll be good. But for those people who don't listen, are non-coachable, they don't receive. All right, brother. Have a good one, man. They are not able to receive guidance, advice. I would say I've been blessed with the ability to remain coachable throughout my life. Not too many people have, like, everybody has had a mentor in their life, whether they agree with that or not. They just hadn't been able to listen and apply the positive things that come from their mentor. That don't mean their mentor is the best person in the world. That don't mean their mentor is actually a role model. It doesn't at all. It just means you have somebody who had more experience and more knowledge than you give you information. That's it. And if you've been in that position, which we all have, from teachers, child counselors, uncles, dads, moms, aunts, cousins, friends, we've all been in that situation where we had some type of guidance. But what people are forgetting, it is a skill to be able to receive those and apply that knowledge. How you doing? So in order to improve, you have to develop the skill of being coachable. You have to develop the skill of being able to receive a message. How can you interpret? How do you critically analyze and assess and take in? As the kids say, pause. But in all seriousness, this is another one of the things that has helped me along my journey. I got to shout out my uncle. I got to shout out my one of my best friends' dads. Even my older cousin. And then, watch this, dope, 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 all the way. Hey, People living life, man. This is a little mini highway. You can drive as fast as you want on this thing. That's real. No car accident, no crash. That's a pretty fun thing to do. I might get my bike and just zoom on this thing. I got an e-bike. I might just come out here. But anyway, and then when I got older, oh, here it come again. But when I got older and I started going to school, I gained more mentors, more support, more guidance, more advice. And I will say, the more mentors you have, the more confident you become. It's that simple. The more mentors you have, the more confident you become. I even currently today, I still have mentors, but today currently, I have a coach, a leadership coach who helps me become the best leader that I can be. And in turn, it helps me become the best person that I can be. And this is where I get, again, I say, it's about how coachable are you? Develop the skill to be and remain coachable throughout your life, no matter how old you are. You can become someone else's coach, but that doesn't mean you can't be coachable. Now, I guarantee you, Warren Buffett, in his young age, I'm going to say, as much knowledge as he has, as much wisdom as he's developed, I guarantee you that he still has some type of advisor or coach or something that helps him make better decisions. Warren Buffett. And that is a billionaire, a multi billionaire who has an advisor who's in his late 70s, probably his 80s by now. And us, we as individuals who ain't even a thousandaire, let alone a billionaire, multi billionaire, we ain't even thousandaires. And I'm just going to put myself in there because, I don't want nobody to know what I got. But we as thousandaires don't have a coach, an advisor, you know, a counselor, consultant, or something. So I say that to say, quit acting like you know everything. And I include myself in that statement. Again, that's why I have a coach. And I'm thinking about getting another one. But I want to be the best version of myself that I could possibly be, seriously. Sometimes I get a little passionate and I just start yelling or raising my voice, not necessarily yelling, but I get so passionate that I'll start raising my voice. I may use a cuss word here and there because I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I do strive to become the best version of myself and not compare myself to anybody else. Because if you know the story about the crayon and the pencil, it's unfortunate. The crayon was looking at the pencil, and the crayon said to the pencil, "This sucks. I'm not sharp enough." And the pencil was looking at the crayon saying, "This sucks. I'm not colorful." Not realizing they are meant for two totally different purposes. And the real thing is to become the best version of your. Now, that's when you get into the Brian Tracy approach, writing the 20 things that you're good at, that you're better than the majority of the people you know. If you play the piano and you're better than the majority of the people you know at playing the piano, write that down. If you're passionate about speaking, write that down. Better than majority of the people you know, write that down. So forth and so on. You come up with a list of 20. And out of those 20 things, you circle the top three things that you're most passionate about. And out of those top three things, you circle the one that you feel like is the most probable that you can do right now. Shout out to Brian Tracy. Because a lot of people don't know what their purpose is. And a lot of people don't know how to find out what their purpose is. If you're religious, I know people say, well, God will should reveal your purpose to you. That's another way if you're religious. But if you aren't religious, it's like, how do you go about it? And I'm trying to share that as well. So it's all about how you define what you're good at and be real with yourself with it. And how likely or how passionate are you about it? That's the real deal. I got to buy a basketball. I have to buy a basketball. I keep forgetting. Y'all just, I can't believe I did that on camera, but I did that, boy. I did that. And I'm grateful that I was able to run 2 miles or jog, not run. I want to sprint more. I want to start sprinting more. That was a good feeling. We grateful, baby. We grateful. That's all. Gratitude. One of the components of the cheat code to manifestation. Got to be grateful. Now I'm about to go home and do my exercises, my pull-ups, my dips, my squats, my lunges. Might do some Russian deadlifts. Let's see what we can get in today. And the only reason I'm able to jog is because I work out. My full body, from shoulder all the way down to my toes with heel raises. Come on now. You played yourself on my DJ Khaled. But we are approaching the end of the rail to rail. And I'm gonna say my piece in a second. What's up, man? Yeah, I got this stuff in my eye. A lot of sweat. I went ham today, baby. Getting them toxins out of my body. You know, that's the other thing about jogging and sweating. You get all the toxins out of your pores. You clean your skin, you clean your face, you clean your body. Look at them growing cabbage over here or something. I would probably do the same thing if I had a yard like that. I would grow my produce. Look at this alley. They need to clean that up. But as always, beautiful people, you know, we got to thank y'all for being here because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. And the crow. So, beautiful people, thank you again for joining. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one. My last day of 40. And I'm appreciative that you all joined me on this exercise walk slash last day of 40 workout. But until next time, beautiful people, peace.